Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today in front of me is a familiar build, at least if you've been following the channel and the web store for a while. It's a recolor of my minifigure scale IG-227 Hailfire-class droid tank, or short Hailfire Droid. Specifically the grey and blue CIS version. You actually never see this color variant in any widespread Star Wars media except for one exception, and that is the Battlefront 2 video game, where you can see a crashed one on Geonosis in the Capital Supremacy game mode, and there do exist a few toys out there. I learned today that the Clone Wars TV show never showed any Hailfire droids at all, which I find interesting since it was so overpowered in episode 2, where it destroyed a whole ATTE with just one missile. The original purpose of this vehicle was debt collection, which I find really funny because just imagine a huge, fully armed Hailfire droid with 30 missiles loaded knocks on your door to collect outstanding finances. Anyways, I received a ton of messages after we released the first brown version to make this CIS colored version, so I just had to do it. If you already purchased the brown version, you should have already received a new email with the updated instructions bundle. And if you haven't made the purchase yet, I highly encourage you to do so, because this is actually one of my favorite models I ever designed, and I think you would love it too. Just visit BrickVault.toys or click the first link in the video description to get the instructions and parts list so you can build this model for yourself. At around $100 to $150, this model is fairly cheap when it comes to custom builds, and at 1,133 pieces, this is also perfect for beginners in the custom build world. But I also try to implement satisfying and clever techniques because I'm a huge fan of the building process and just love when everything comes together super tightly. Here is how the model compares to other minifigure scale Separatist vehicles. It's always interesting to see how the different ships and tanks compare to each other in universe, and this color scheme fits much better into the Separatists' other war machines. But let's focus on the build itself. It has quite some visual presence with these large wheels that get angled outwards. It is about 17 centimeters tall, 20 centimeters long and 25 centimeters wide. Here are my glasses for size reference. This is how much I'm seeing right now. The Hailfire Droid can actually roll on frictionless surfaces if you're lucky. It uses the smallest size of Lego tracks, and sometimes they get caught a little on the surrounding sub-assemblies, but with my model it works perfectly fine. The model is mainly a recolor, but it also makes use of some pieces that weren't used in the brown version to get the color blocking correct. The interior of the head was extremely tricky to figure out to make it so round, and I'm super happy with that, I gotta say. The eye makes use of a transparent gem piece, and you can see a heat vent beneath the head, which almost none of the other MOCs of this vehicle I've seen online recreate accurately or at all. The model is really sturdy, especially the two wheel assemblies are extremely sturdy since they use a lot of technique. I recommend picking it up with one hand on each side of the model or one hand in the middle with the outer finger supporting the weight of the wheels. Otherwise you might end up with one wheel disconnecting, but it's no big deal at all, I found. Keep in mind that you can get the building instructions for it on BrickVault.toys to support what we do. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed and give us a follow to not miss any future builds, and we'll catch you next time at BrickVault.